Welcome to Pebbles channel. In today's class, we are going to learn how to write different forms of composition. So far we have learned many new words. So we've developed our vocabulary. We have learned many grammar concepts like the verbs, the adjectives, etc. I'm sure you remember every concept we learned. So we will be having a recap of those concepts as well. And the new thing we are going to do today is the composition. So composition may be either writing an essay or a paragraph or writing a letter. So we are going to use whatever we have learned so far to write a paragraph or an essay. So that is the purpose of this class. So I told you in the beginning, listening, speaking, reading and writing. So in all these classes, you must have listened to a lot of new French words. Speaking, I hope you are trying at home. For example, we have learned how to ask for the time and how to tell the time. So if you practice, you will be able to speak. And reading, of course, yes, when we are doing our exercises, we are reading the sentence. So we are reading and understanding the meaning. The fourth part is writing, which we are going to practice today. It is actually very simple. We know how to write sentences. If we put many sentences together, it forms a paragraph. So first we begin by reading a road map. So if you remember, I taught you about the directions: north, south, east and west. Also, I taught you how to describe the orientation: in front of, at the back of, at the side of, to the left, to the right. Do you remember? That was to practice giving directions. If you are in a new place and you need to know the way, you ask someone on the road. And if they speak in French, I'm sure you will understand because you know the directions. So now let us move on to the next exercise here. It is Regardez le dessin. Look at this drawing et complétez les phrases. So two parts. First we are going to understand this drawing and next we are going to complete the phrases. So I will give you the phrases in the next session. So first take a look at this map. This is La Rue Saffron, the street. This is the road. And what are the things present here? La pharmacie. Then there is le café, la bibliothèque, which is the library. And then at the end of the road you have l'hôpital, the hospital. And then you have le jardin. So the garden is surrounding the hospital. And on the other side of the road we have la boulangerie, le bureau de poste, la banque, and then in this end we have les magasins. So I want you to remember the things present here because I am going to give you certain phrases. For example, I will ask you la bureau de poste et dash la banque. So the post office is dash the bank. So it is on the right side. So you would say à droite, à droite. So I hope you remember those words, droit, à gauche. So these are the words we are going to use to fill in the blanks. So for that you must remember this picture. So we have la pharmacie, le café, la bibliothèque. On the other side, la banque, le bureau de poste, la boulangerie. and at one end we have l'hôpital surrounded by le jardin, and on the other end we have les magasins. So now we are going to answer some questions based on this road map. So memorize the places here and we'll try to answer them. So here are the 6 sentences, and here for each sentence we have a blank space that we are going to fill in with words like à droite, à gauche, then en face de, etc. Devant, derrière. I hope you remember all those words. So the first one, le bureau de poste et dash la boulangerie et la banque. So if you remember the road map, le bureau de poste was in between la boulangerie et la banque. So in between, the word we use is entre. So we're using this word to associate the position of le bureau de poste with respect to la boulangerie et la banque. So it is in between. The word used is entre. Now the next sentence, la banque est dash café. So the bank was dash café. So if you remember, the bank was on this side of the road and le café was on the other side of the road. They were facing each other. So the word is en face du. It is facing the cafe. They are on opposite sides of the road, la rue. The next one, l'hôpital est dash de la bibliothèque. So if you remember, the hospital was on one end and the bibliothèque was somewhere here. So if you look at it from the bibliothèque, the hospital is on the left. So what is the word to say on the left? It is à gauche. So l'hôpital est à gauche de la bibliothèque. The next sentence, l'hôpital est dash de la rue Safran. So now again we are going to explain the position of the hospital, l'hôpital, but with respect to the rue Safran, de la rue Safran, with respect to the street. So where is the hospital located? It is located at the end of the street. So the word is au bord, at the border, at the end, au bord de la rue Safran. The next sentence, les jardins et dash l'hôpital. So now, if you remember, the garden was behind the hospital. So what is the word for behind? It is derrière. Derrière. So, le jardin est derrière l'hôpital. The next one, les magasins sont dash de la pharmacie. So, where do you remember where was les magasins? It was at one end and it was facing the pharmacy. So again, en face de la pharmacie. So let us read these sentences once again. Le bureau de poste est entre la boulangerie et la banque. La banque est en face du café, facing the café. L'hôpital est à gauche de la bibliothèque, to the left. L'hôpital est au bord de la rue Safran, at the end. Le jardin est derrière l'hôpital, behind. Les magasins sont en face de la pharmacie. Facing the pharmacy. So this is how you explain the road map. I hope you understood how we placed these words, and I hope you remember these words. So we need to practice giving directions. So that is one very important part of a conversation, especially when you are in a new place. You need to give instructions, you need to get instructions, and also if you are asked for instructions, directions in your own place, you must be able to explain without hesitation.
Pebbles Live.